Here we go. Hi everyone, this is David Pizzat again, and we have a special guest. I'm really excited about this person in particular because I've seen her work. She's out of Chicago. She's amazing. She's a photojournalist, and she captures weddings and family photography, and she does amazing work. And I can't wait to introduce our very good friend here, which she'll be also a conference speaker in Amity, and we are really excited to have her. Candice, we have Candice Cusic. Candice, you want to introduce yourself? Maybe tell us a little bit about what you do?
Hi, David. Thank you so much for a warm introduction. Wow. I am, like you said, I am a photojournalist. I have been a photographer most of my life. I worked for the Chicago Tribune for 11 years. And I've taught photojournalism at Northwestern University for a decade. So I really am a photo geek. Absolutely, no question.
Hey, that's an impressive background. That's really cool. I also hear, or I see that you have several awards in some of these associations out there, photojournalism associations. Do you mind talking about a little bit about that and your awards, Candice?
Oh, I'm really just blessed to get acknowledged for doing something I love to do, and I like entering awards because I think it's a great way to challenge yourself and stay connected to your community. And really, the biggest part for me is to see what all my talented, beautiful friends are doing.
Awesome, awesome. So, Candice, here's the question of the day. How did you get started? And why photojournalism? I mean, you could have done portraitures, and I mean, why photojournalism? What drew you into going into photojournalism? Do you mind explaining a little bit how you got started there?
Absolutely. I am terrible at landscapes. I am very people driven, and if there's a person in my photograph, then I have a connection. And my photography is all about my connection to my subjects and their connection to each other. So that's why I never really could shoot sports very well, because I couldn't connect to my subject when they were running right past me. I fell in love with my father's camera when I was a little kid, and I started shooting around 4 years old. And my university offered photojournalism as a degree, and so that was my path. That was exactly what I had to do. So junior high, high school, I was the geeky photographer who worked for the yearbook staff and lived in the darkroom. That was me. So I love the fact that I've done this my whole life, and I'm very, very thankful that I found my passion at such a young age.
Wow, that's great. That's really amazing. I got started myself also very young. I was about maybe 16, 17 years old when I first picked up my first camera, and I think what really moved me to become a photographer was when I saw my father's photography. My father is a Vietnam veteran, and he did some photography. He wasn't like the official photographer, for the Army, but he carried his camera around quite a bit, and he shared many of his beautiful black and whites that he captured, and it was very moving to see them, because they're excellent candidates, and this is real life events, and it's just I think I just find it amazing how you can see so many things in one photograph when it's captured very candid or very open, if that makes sense. And that's one of the things that has moved me and driven me also to continue doing my work. And I could relate with you also, Candice, also on that personal level. But that's fantastic. That's really good. That's a really nice story. So tell me now, you love doing weddings. You besides the weddings, you also do engagement sessions and family sessions. Do you mind sharing how is it that you capture the family sessions? When I think about a family portrait session, I don't know why I think about the session with the family under a tree, or just looking all in the camera, just but you have a different approach to that. You have the whole photojournalism style to it. Do you mind sharing how you approach that? How you approach the families?
Absolutely. I mean, the way I approach families is the way I approach my wedding clients. I explain that if they are looking for 100 shots where they're smiling at the camera, then I am not the photographer for them. My goal is to get my clients looking at each other and laughing and ignoring the camera. So that's really how I've focused my business. I don't have any website images where people are staring at the camera. It's just not what I specialize in. Everything I do is moment driven. So it really doesn't matter what I'm shooting. That's how I shoot it.
Right. Candice, how do you, I'm looking at a photograph, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop it up here on our screens so everyone can see here. Give me 1 second. There's a photograph I want to ask you about. Okay. Okay, can you see that there, Candice?
I can.
Okay, very good. That first image on top, obviously this is an engagement session. How is it that you can pull this off? How is it that, do you tell them something? Or you just let them connect and then you just wait for the moment? If you don't mind me asking you, maybe this is too much, but ask me, how did you get this photograph? How is it that this girl is picking up her head and it's just so freely and so unrehearsed? It's beautiful. It's a great moment. How did you pull this off?
Thank you. All of the above, everything you just said. I feel like a lot of photographers, they're not patient and they don't have the experience to really commit. And some of my greatest photographs are where I've held the camera in front of my eye for 10 minutes.
Right.
How often do you do that? You really do have to compose and wait. And you also really have to bond well with your clients. And if you're not personal, and if you can't make your clients laugh, it will be difficult to get photographs like this. What you give your clients is what your clients will give you. So if I love my clients and if I spread love to them and I'm happy around them and I crack jokes and I make it a fun atmosphere, that's exactly what I get back. And that's exactly what I build my business on. So I can't help but be me with the people I love and the people that I photograph.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. So at this particular moment, did you say something to them, or is this something that, were they laughing at something, or what exactly is going on here?
No, I can't really remember if I had said something or perhaps the groom had said something, but what we're doing is right now we're just learning how to capture moments. That's all they're trying to do. And whatever I can do to make this happen, that would be great. Sometimes I'll make little silly noises, I'll crack a joke, and then sometimes I'll put it back on my clients and I'll remind them, hey, I have a beautiful photograph of you guys looking like you're discussing your taxes. You got to put it back on them and let them understand that they also share some of the responsibility in their photography. If they're stiff and uncomfortable, that's what we shoot. If I'm stiff and uncomfortable, I'll transmit that to them. So you really, really have to, I really focus on being positive and making sure that my clients are free to just be themselves and be the happiest version of themselves in front of my camera.
Right. That's great. That's beautiful. That's very good that, that you can portray that positive energy into your client. and make them do this, and you know, and for them to also feel comfortable with you. So do you always do an engagement session prior to the wedding, or is it something, you know, sometimes you don't, or how does that work for you?
I absolutely prefer to have engagement sessions because I'm not shooting people smiling for the camera. You know, on weddings, I'm lucky if I get 10 minutes just for bride and groom pictures. Right. So I want to go beyond smiling for the camera shots. And if we haven't practiced it, and and if they're uncomfortable in front of the camera, it makes my job so much harder to capture moments. So I absolutely, I believe engagement sessions are a necessity. And we're just really stacking the odds in our favor that we'll get something great on their wedding day.
Right. Cool. Awesome. So let's go to the next photograph that I want to look at here. Give me 1 second. Okay, I take it this is during the wedding, correct? And I see 4 bridesmaids helping out the bride. I think they're just getting situated, or are they going to get on that wall, or they're about to get on the wall? Is what exactly is going on here?
This is family portrait hour before the wedding.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I had put them on the wall for some pictures. Mm-hmm. And the key is when your subject is moving, you have to keep shooting. You have to keep shooting. Especially when it's 4 women, you know, in short skirts and high heels trying to get down off of a wall. Why wouldn't you take that picture? There's a great moment there. So yeah. It's keeping the camera up to your eye and consistently shooting after they have finished posing for you. You know, it was just a family formal. I took their photo of them smiling for the camera, but then you keep shooting so that you can get something that you really love. And this photograph has won awards because it's a wedding photograph, but it doesn't look like one.
Right. It's right before the family, I mean the portraits. Now, so you are saying you do some portraits as well?
Absolutely. Family formals are, you know, absolutely necessary on a wedding day. I don't have a problem shooting them. I just shoot them very, very quickly because this is the type of shot that I would rather spend my day doing. But you know, family formals, I've never not shot them, and really, I do believe it's something that's important for my clients. It's the one day where everyone they love is in the same room. You got to take these pictures. Right.
Right. I got you. Yeah, that's great. That's a great photograph, and I'm looking at that one bridesmaid that's up there that's holding on to her dress and making this strange face. Oh my God, you can almost see what she's thinking, or she's, you know, looks a little uncomfortable, but great shot, you know. It's a really
unfortunately, this is something that every woman probably goes through at least once in their lives. So
I also like the geometry on this. I mean, it's just not like a random shot, you know what I mean? I like that it has some geometry to it, you know. I could see it almost looks like a W here, or a M, I'm sorry, where it goes from up and down, you know, zigzag, you know, whatever you want to call it. But I like it that it's broken up also, if that makes sense. But it makes sense. It's a well-balanced photograph as well.
Sometimes when I am shooting and I know that I've nailed the composition, I start smiling even more than I normally do. So I really started smiling right at this moment. I knew I had something compositionally that just felt good. So thank you.
Great. So here comes the next question, Candice. You know, when you're shooting photojournalism, how many shots did you take from the time that these ladies are these ladies, they're coming down, right? After the family portraits, they're photographs, they're coming down. So how many pictures did you take from the time you took your last family photo till the time you stopped after that? How many clicks came off your camera?
You know, as long as my subjects are moving, I keep shooting. So I don't even know. But I know I knew the second I got this, I knew I had it. But that's the point. I mean, you can't put your camera down.
Right.
You just can't.
Yeah, that just happens split seconds. Yeah.
You're just gonna miss some really great moments.
That's really great. I love the contrast also.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the flowers and everything. It's just really cool. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. What was that?
I said I forgot about the flowers. It just makes it even more awkward. They're holding something and trying to get down from the wall.
Exactly. That's really cool. Let me click to the next photograph here, the next black and white here.
Thank you.
Which if I could make sense of this photograph, this is the possibly the mother of the bride with maybe possibly the sister of the bride or the bride herself, and then the wedding dress. Is that?
I actually think that might be a bridesmaid. The wedding dress came out, and then the bride ducked into the bathroom, and Mom cried.
Oh, wow.
Looking at the dress, and the bridesmaid came in to comfort her, and I got right in front of them. This was shot with a 35, and I had a little soft box on the right, up on a chair. This is actually before I had a lighting assistant. And it's all about really feeling comfortable with your subjects to get right up in their faces when they're crying, and also having them trust you and know that you'll do a really good job and not take a horrible photograph while they're crying. I'd been with Mom all day. I'd already hugged her, and I felt comfortable getting the camera where it needed to be, and that was right here.
Right. That is just, I mean, you just nailed it. It was just right on, and having the dress right dead center. I mean, it's just amazing. You filled in the frame with Mom on the right, the dress right in the middle, and then we have, this bridesmaid that's, putting her arm around her shoulder, telling her, you could almost see that she's telling her it's going to be okay. That's just really awesome that you capture that, like I said, in the split second. That's really cool. I think to capture a great smile, there's a time, and this is what I believe in, is that there's a time where it peaks. When someone's smiling or generally smiling, you smile with your eyes and with your mouth, with both. Your whole face smiles, and to be able to be right on it when you capture that particular moment right there, that's really truly amazing, and that's almost like having a talent. And I think that's what you did here when Mom is she's breaking down, and that peak, and you nailed it. It was right on. That's just beautiful.
I think a lot of it is having the confidence to crop with your feet, and like we said, just get the camera close and trust that your subjects will allow you to be there, and also never underestimate what the subject will let you shoot, because I feel like a lot of photographers, they'll talk themselves out of the shot, without even giving it a shot, so to speak. So yeah, I know Mom likes this picture. It's a storytelling image, and that's really what my goal is.
That's great. That's really good. And now you mentioned you photograph. You took this photograph with a 35 millimeter. Do you mind sharing the other lenses that you carry in your bag when you're shooting a wedding?
Absolutely. I sold my zoom lenses. I don't really want the weight anymore. I shoot with two D750s. I'm a Nikon girl. I shoot primarily all day with a 35 and an 85. I have a 55 macro lens for the details. And that is probably 90% of my shots right there. I rarely crop, and I crop with my feet. Really, I just move close, and I don't want to ever rely on post-production to make my photo look good. It's not even in my head. It's not even in my head. Oh, I'll tone that differently, or I'll crop it differently. I don't even think that way. And I think it's because I started shooting on film at such a young age. So when you shoot on film, you really do need to get it right in camera. And that's just a really good practice to have, I think.
You mentioned so you took this picture on film? This is a...
no, I'm saying my childhood was shooting film, and shooting film, it turns you into a very precise photographer. Right. And so I never even had the luxury of knowing, oh, I could just Photoshop that out later. So I don't rely on it now. I still shoot film on my own, and I'm still trying to shoot everything correctly in camera at that moment.
That's awesome. Having said that,
I don't want to labor in Photoshop over a photo. I don't. So if I can just get it right, it makes my life a lot easier.
Right, of course, and you know, spending less time behind the computer. I mean, that would only make more sense. Having said that, Candice, that you just explained to me, you rather get it right on the camera the first time. Do you shoot JPEG or RAW? What do you?
Honestly, I shot JPEG my entire career at the Chicago Tribune. I mean, I never actually started shooting RAW until I started shooting weddings, and everybody told me I need to shoot RAW. I shoot everything in manual mode, and my exposures are pretty solid. I'm just so comfortable with them by now that I don't even know that I need RAW anymore. So if a card's running low, or I'm running out of gas or whatever, I just, I'm fine shooting JPEGs. It's not a problem.
Right. Well, very good. Has this photograph won an award, Candice? I mean, it's a great moment.
It has.
It has? Okay. That's a beautiful photograph. It really is. Now, is this a conversion on your camera as far as the black and white, or was this done on the computer?
Oh, it's just done on the computer.
Oh, it looks great. It looks awesome.
Thanks.
Very good. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next photograph here. We don't have any questions at this moment, but if anyone feels like you want to ask a question to either myself or to Candice, you can do so at this time. We'll be happy to answer it. So guys, if you have any questions, please do so. We're here. Whatever you guys want to ask, we're live, guys. So go ahead, shoot away. So here's another one. Here's another photograph. Can you tell me, Candice, there's two brides here, or is this a reflection? Obviously, it's a reflection, but
twins.
Twins, twin brides. How did this come about? And I mean, and your lighting looks amazing. The way you nailed it. Is this window lighting, or is this flash you said on the right, or how do you?
This is my lighting assistant, and I just asked her to stand on the bed. Nice. Having a lighting assistant changed everything for me. My photography took a whole nother level once I allowed myself to have a team, and now I will never shoot alone. I only shoot. It's kind of like getting a car with air conditioning. Once you go with air conditioning, you're never going to get a car that doesn't have air conditioning. So I'm never gonna not work without a lighting assistant. They just make my life so much better. And I couldn't have shot this without her. So thank you, Raquel. So the lighting assistant is up on the bed. I'm in the next room, and I'm using the doorway as a frame. And on the right in the room is a china hutch. And so I opened the door to the hutch, and that created the reflection that's on the right. Now, how do we get reflections? We have to have really good light. That's it. You know, a good lighting assistant with a softbox on a monopod, and that just gives me freedom to actually walk around and take pretty pictures. And also, what I like about the photo is that it's, I'm not thinking literally. You know, when the bride gets in the dress, we often think, okay, well, we got to get her face, but we don't. And you know, I think it's trying to not think so literally when we take our photographs gives us more freedom. And for me, freedom meant leaving the room and going down the hall into another room and using a reflection off of a hutch. So that's it.
That's great. That's really good. Here's a question for you, Candice. So I've talked to many photojournalists, and some say that they don't use any flash whatsoever. They use natural lighting. They use the lighting that they have there for them. What is your thought behind it? You're obviously you're okay with shooting with the flash, but is there times that you don't use a flash, or are you going to use it whenever you need it? Or what is your thought behind using the flash?
As a photojournalist, we were almost encouraged to not use flash. We needed our publication to have a very consistent look. We also we didn't tone our photographs. I would transmit my photographs to the newsroom straight out of camera, untoned, and then there was a team of, you know, people much more talented at Photoshop than I am, who toned our images. Oh. So when I started shooting weddings, I realized I needed to learn how to light. I was turning down, I was so young, I was turning down weddings, you know, where the client would ask, can you shoot my wedding? And, you know, it's going to be really dark, in a really dark venue. And I'd be like, no, no, I can't. So then I realized, well, okay, wait a minute, I need to learn what I don't know. And once you become comfortable with off-camera lighting, it will change the dynamics of your photography. You've got to get the flash off the camera and really start to see light differently. And it just makes a huge difference to your photographs.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. You know, the contrast on it, you know, increases. You know, it just looks great. You know.
Thank you.
Photograph. So, Candice, you're out of Chicago. You're born and raised there?
No, actually, I am from North Carolina. I studied photojournalism at UNC Chapel Hill, and then I moved to Chicago when I got the job for the Chicago Tribune. And that's what brought me here. And I love the city so much, I don't want to leave. I'm not.
Great. So how long have you been shooting, Candice?
My whole life, basically.
Right.
Like I said, I started when I was 4. So it's just something I've always done.
I see on your website you very well recognized. You are, you know, I can see you have plenty of awards. You're well decorated with awards, and I congratulate you. That's really amazing. Amazing work. Very good. You're very consistent with what you're doing, and your website looks sharp. By the way, it's probably one of the nicest websites that I've seen out there. It's just really nice. I'll go to it here in a minute.
CusicPhoto.com. Thank you so much.
Yeah, most definitely. Let me go to it here. Let me see your website.
I'm also releasing another website any day now, and it is going to be a website for my workshop, the Moment Driven Workshop, and it will also have all my speaking engagements and mentor session information. So take a look for that on Facebook.
Now, is this the same workshop that you're going to be giving at our conference as well, Candice?
The workshop I'm giving at your conference is a very, very light version because it's only one day. The Moment Driven Workshop is a 2-day shooting workshop.
Gotcha. Really cool. I think everyone is seeing your website right now. You can see it also, correct?
I can see it.
All right. So this is some of our work here, guys. I'm just going to click on weddings here, if you don't mind. Just
Sure.
is this a slideshow going on?
It is. But you can select each photo individually.
Oh, okay, just jump to it. Okay. So this is really awesome. Just being able to do this kind of stuff, that you just are so in tune with everything, you know, just like this photograph here. It's just really cool.
Thank you so much, David.
Now, this is not the same couple, obviously, right? This is, we're looking at different photos of different couples.
Oh, they're all different clients, absolutely.
I was in Chicago I did a wedding in Chicago about 7 months ago. It was a beautiful city. I enjoyed being out there.
Yeah, thank you so much. I absolutely love it's Chicago's incredibly inspiring, and everything about it. It just it's home. Even the winters. I love the winters.
Yes.
I'm gonna have a hard time in Arizona. Little pale over here, so I'll be the one.
Yeah, it's gonna be warm. I'll tell you that it will be warm.
I'll be the one in the shade.
I was in California. I just got back from California. I was San Diego, and it was nice. It was a really nice weather. But I was looking at the weather from Arizona, and God, it was like 105, 110. I was like, oh my God, it's insane. It's too hot.
I was like, who plans a conference in Arizona in August?
Yeah.
At least there's air conditioning. We're gonna make it work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. We're just gonna keep you inside. I did an engagement session also in Phoenix not too long ago, and boy, it was warm. So yeah. So be ready for that.
Well, thank you so much for the time today.
Yeah, it was great. No, thank you, Candice. It was really good, and I love your website again. I like that there's a balance of, you know, verbiage, and also you have your blog, and there's info, and it's everything that a client is looking for right here in its fingertips. I mean, it's really great to have, you know, a website like this, and I like the way that you're basically explaining exactly the type of work that you do, you know, and I think that's how I believe that's the way you're able to get away with these great moments too, because they know it's like they pair you up with themselves, you know, they know exactly what they're looking for after seeing your website. You know, they're like, this is it. I want, you know, a photojournalism approach to my wedding, and they find it right there. I mean, you're not hiding anything. Everything's out there the way.
I love it. There's nothing to hide. I got nothing to hide.
That's great. That's really.
I think it's something that every photographer needs to do, is describe your approach. Yeah. You know, put the stuff on your website that you actually want to attract. So like I said, I don't have pictures where people are smiling for the camera, because that's not what I want to shoot. Put the stuff on your site, and you will attract clients who want that style. Right,
exactly. I love it. Just like this photograph, it's really cool. Also, obviously they're eating their cake, their wedding cake.
They are. That is during a private family ceremony, And once again, I have to give a major shout out to my lighting assistant. So she's way in the corner, and I'm just sitting there with the camera, you know, right up here, and I'm not moving. And I love the fact that he did not know how to feed his bride in a pretty way. And that made it, you know, which made it wonderful for me. So, so yeah, it's just a great moment that, you know, if you have the camera in front of your eye and you're looking for things like this, you can capture them too.
Yeah. Now you mentioned Raquel, right? That's her name?
That's my lighting assistant. You can't have her. She's mine.
I was like, can you put her number out there? She's with you the whole time, throughout the whole wedding and the time you're there, obviously. So I have a question from you, for you. I have to ask, can you throw out a book for a title of a book that has inspired you, that can inspire other photographers also to do photojournalism, if you don't mind sharing? Yeah,
if you want to look at photojournalism, don't look at books. Go look at newspapers.
Oh, there you go.
New York Times has got a brilliant website. Time has an incredible website. You need to be looking at photo essays if you want to learn how to tell stories. And every client of mine receives a photo essay. I'm not just giving them a wedding gallery. It's a photo essay with a beginning, middle, and end. I'm visually using my degree as a visual storyteller to tell their story. And so definitely start looking at newspapers.
That's beautifully said. So well.
Oh, thanks.
That's great. So for a photographer that's just starting off, Candice, I mean, you're even an instructor. I mean, you taught this, and you know, you have many years under your belt, and you know, obviously you have it. I mean, you're right on it. What would you tell a starting photographer, a starting a photojournalist? I'm sorry. What would you tell him? What advice would you give him? Just start, you know, a guy that's just starting off.
Don't be afraid to get close. Learn your equipment. Read the manual, and when you get really sick of reading the manual, read it one more time. Watch your money.
Watch your money? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's not all about equipment. I feel like every photographer gets so hyped up and, oh, if I buy this lens, I could take photos like that. If I buy this camera, I could take photos like that. It's not about the equipment, you know. If you know what to look for, you can go outshoot someone else, you know, with your iPhone. You just need to know what to look for.
Right. That's great. Really awesome. Candice, I got a last question. The last question here. It's, have you ever had a wedding that something funny happens, or something awkward happens? I mean, I think we all go through. I mean, we shoot so many weddings, and there's got to be that one wedding that you remember, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Or, you know, can you share a story of any of the weddings that, I don't know, maybe you saw the groom pass out and you were in the middle of it. I don't know, you captured it.
I'll do
any story like that?
I'll do one better. Actually, when I speak at the conference, I'll show you the image that I have in mind. It's where the chocolate fondue machine exploded all over the flower girl.
Oh my God.
I'll show the photo.
Oh, there you go, guys. So now you have something to look forward to. You guys gotta go see Candice now. She's got an image that awesome. I even want to see it now. So good, awesome, really cool. Well, Candice, I think that's it for today. I can't thank you enough, and I can't thank the people that are tuning in and they're tuned in here and they're watching this. You know, I've been wanting to interview Candice for a while now, and just because she's just, as you guys could see for yourself, you know, a true photojournalist from Chicago. I mean, and she does amazing work. She knows her stuff, guys. It's not something that she just picked up a year or two ago. And she, as you can see, she's gotten some awesome awards from this, and I can't wait to have her over there and to listen to her on her conference and her workshop. I'm really excited to have you, Candice, and everyone that's watching. Thank you again, and have a great day. Candice, would you like to say anything, last words before we shut down here?
Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you in Arizona.
Awesome. Good deal. Well, then, there you go, guys. Candice right there. So come check her out. Sign up for her workshop. Sign up for her conference. Don't miss out. In Phoenix, we're going to have Candice along with a lot of awesome photographers. And so there you go, guys. Have a great day. Candice, again, thank you, and have a blessed day in Chicago, and I wish you nothing but the best, and I'll see you in August, okay?
You too, David. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good day.
All right, we'll see you.